Okay, this is the Apolitical Podcast, where we talk about political things without a political perspective.
Yes, sir.
And this week, what are we talking about?
This week we'll start with the most recent, which is a very controversial topic: the shooting of Arbery Ahmed
And this was in
in
Georgia.
Brunswick, Georgia.
Yeah.
Brunswick, Georgia.
So it happened in February, and nobody knew about it. And then some popular people, I think LeBron James tweeted about it. And next thing you know, every celebrity's tweeting
Yeah,
about
but basically, a lawyer leaked the tape. We don't know how the lawyer got the tape, but the lawyer leaked the tape. The shooting was in February
it. February 23rd.
23rd, okay? And the tape was leaked out May 5th, okay? So between the span of about 2-3 months, within that period, nothing happened. It was under crap, nothing. They were talking about it, but very low. But when the tape came out, it was a different scenario. So
what it looks like is, it looks like it was a cover-up.
cover up is a very hard word to use. I will not use a cover up. This is what I want you to look at it. There are legal ways to manipulate the system. And if you manipulate the system in those legal ways, I don't consider it as a cover up.
So you think it was just because they knew people on the police force?
Yeah, the father, what's his name? The father of the guy who shot Arbery, what's his name?
I don't remember his name, but I saw their mugshots.
Okay.
They look like Bubba's.
So he basically was an investigator for the DA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So the DA reclused himself, sent it to the other DA. The other DA was also related to him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all complicated. But they didn't charge him. I think the reason was to say it was self-defense. Now, I want to understand
So they said self-defense before they saw the video.
No, they had the video.
So they saw the video and they still said self-defense.
Self-defense. Yeah, that's my question. I want to understand how self-defense holds in that situation.
I think self-defense is the person has to be coming at you.
And that's what they claim. They claim that he ran towards them and launched into them. So that's the narrative right now, that he launched into them. But let's take a step back.
Okay.
Let's take a step back, rewind, and go back as far back as when he was in the building.
Okay.
Trespassing into that building.
And I saw the video of that.
Okay. In the first thing, I want to bring 2 points. A lot of videos have come out right now where a lot of people went to that house.
Not just him, not just black people, white people.
And no white man. The cops were never called on a white dude.
They were only called on the black
On him. Okay. That doesn't define.
Do we know so far if this guy has any history of crime in the past?
I don't want us to look at his history, because when you call the cops, you don't know if he had a history or not.
You don't even know who he is.
You don't know who he is.
Okay.
So we shouldn't look at that.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, okay. We shouldn't look at that. So we should forget about his history, and we should forget about the dad's history also, because we don't know the dad's history. Okay?
We'll just look at what we do know.
What would we do? Just the facts, okay? So they called 911. They said they're doing the citizen arrest. Now, citizen arrest, from what I understand, I'm not a legal expert, but from my lay perspective, you must see somebody committing a crime before you do a citizen arrest.
And as far as we know, there was no crime other than trespassing.
And trespassing is not a crime for you to call it to use a citizen arrest. You must see him doing something, either theft, destruction, or something, vandalism. Something, he must have committed something for you to go.
But the video I looked at, it didn't look like he was committing a crime.
Yeah, he was just looking around.
Like,
there are a lot of videos. Okay, a lot of videos. To be fair, a lot of videos were shown out. There's a dude which looks exactly like him, which been showing and stopping in that building and been looking. Mm-hmm. You know, there are a lot of things out there, but to shoot for the fact that they saw him taking something. I mean, unless they have to prove that in court when he shows up. So that's the first point. I have a question mark.
Well, it should have never got to this point anyway. If they wanted to, they should have called the police. It should have never been.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I understand that that's the law, but he didn't have anything on him at the moment.
He didn't have anything on him at the moment, definitely. No. I understand what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, if you see your neighbor house being trespassed into, and the guy comes out with a TV in his hand, you call the cops.
You don't go chase him down.
Now, if you decide to chase him down as a good Samaritan, a good citizen, you keep your distance, because you saw him walking.
Get an accurate description, maybe video.
There we go.
A license plate if you're driving. But
you're in a car. He cannot run more than you. You just follow him, trailing behind him till the cop gets to you.
Right.
That's the thing. Now, that's the thing. So their defense is now that when he left the building, he come chasing running towards them, and he attacked them.
But the
He
video,
launched.
but the video that the lawyer released looked like they were parked ahead of him.
Yeah, waiting for him. So they were about to ambush him. That's another point you have to look at.
That's how I would interpret it.
Thank you. It's a fair game. It's a fair game. In the court of law, it depends how you convince the juror.
I mean, if you're waiting for me and you have a gun, I'm gonna assume. I mean, you don't have a gun unless you plan on.
And the irony is that if he was a thief, he's not going to run towards a dead end. The way he was going towards a dead end.
Right.
The other way was going out of the subdivision.
Ah. So where's he gonna go?
There we go. So he was going through. So I mean, the facts are not.
So it sounds like he was just jogging.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, and I've seen
No, I
this
mean-
in my neighborhood. I'm sure in your neighborhood, I've seen
Jogging. Okay.
more than I've ever seen.
Jogging. He wasn't in a real attire to class. Let's classify as jogging. To be fair.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's an official attire.
There's
for
not an official
jogging.
attire, but you're not going to go jog with cargo pants.
I mean, some people do. Maybe he don't like the way his legs look.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. It's a fair game, but I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing points out there.
Okay,
You have to
maybe it
look.
wasn't jogging. Maybe they used that because it's
It's a captivative word. They're gonna use it
Yeah.
to sell the media. Not the media. I don't want to use the word the media. I want to say the press or whatever we want to use it. That's gonna sell. You know.
Maybe he was just walking.
Maybe he was walking. Maybe he was going for a stroll. You know.
Okay, so I've seen a lot of takes on it, and you were mentioning Candace Owens' take on it.
Yeah.
And you wanted to talk about it.
Yeah. I take on it. I had a lot of some points she made on it, which
Well,
I
you
think
wanna
she's
start?
already come with a biased mind already. Talking about the first thing she mentioned was the fact that every 4 years in an election, the press, the media comes up with something to take the blacks' mentality away, and the blacks are just quick to jump to judgment. Da 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 da. I don't think that's a good point to
Did
bring.
she go over the facts, or did she just prevent it? Did she just present a narrative?
She presented the narrative that every 4 years it happens during an election
Because
cycle.
to me, if you just put out the facts of what happened, I
No,
don't know
no.
how you can come out on the side of the guys that shot the guy.
She claimed that that's the thing. She was not putting the facts out because she made a statement saying that Arbery launched into the guy who shot him. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But the guy approached him on foot with the gun.
Yeah.
What do you?
But if you see the tape when Arbery was running, he ran in a zigzag way. Mm-hmm. So we don't know why he was running in a zigzag way. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, he's not here to tell us the side of the story.
True.
So what they're looking is that they're looking at his story, at the video, and everybody's trying to interpret it what it was.
Well, I've been in this situation, and you've been in this situation, the fight or flight situation. Your brain goes into what they call lizard mode.
There we go.
Your critical thinking is gone.
It's gone. Your critical thinking is gone. Yeah.
It's just survival.
So he's running out of the building. He sees two dudes with guns waiting for him. He doesn't know which way to go, so he tries to go around the car, and that's why they say he launched at him. But I didn't see him launching at
It
the
didn't
dude.
look like it to me.
He just ran into them.
I did see him try to grab the gun, but the guy's, you don't want to get shot.
Yeah,
so-
but the point is we don't know what happened because the car blocked that view.
Right.
Behind that view till they came out to the other side. We don't know
Right.
what happened.
But there was no evidence that they were hurt or damaged, or if he had hit him or something like that, you
Then-
could see it.
She mentioned another point about modern day lynching. Modern day lynching is something.
I hate that word.
I had that word also, and I give her kudos for that. I'll give her kudos for that.
You shouldn't be using that word.
Yeah, I'll give her kudos for that.
So would you say that is she basically saying that
Then
they're
she-
innocent?
huh?
Is she saying that they're innocent?
No, she's claiming that the guys, what they did was right, and that the highest they could get was involuntary manslaughter, if they could win. But I mean, we're not going to go into that far because we're not lawyers. This case can, in the court of law, it depends on the lawyers.
So there's probably lots of evidence we haven't seen, even though I feel like we've seen.
No.
a
She's
bit.
basing on what we saw also.
Okay.
She's based on what she saw. She's claiming that the two guys, the father and the son, are claiming self-defense, which I don't understand how they can claim self-defense in any way you look at it. I don't-
Self-defense is the person has to be coming at you.
At you.
You cannot be self-defense if you're waiting to ambush this person.
There we go. So I don't
Self-defense
understand.
is somebody comes into my house, I don't know who they are, and
that's
they're coming at me.
There we go. So
I don't see how that could be self-defense.
I
in any
don't see
way,
how that.
shape.
I don't see how they're gonna pass that test.
Do
but
you think that because that she's trying to do this narrative because she believes her audience has already drawn that conclusion?
that's what she's trying to she's not being objective, okay, and she's not selling to our audience. She makes her name through staying on controversial topics. So the fact that she, a black lady, going against this thing, she incites more viewers on her thing. So I think that's a bottom line point she's going to. I don't think she's trying to really be objective.
So you think it's the equivalent of I'm not racist, I got a black friend. That's what she's going for.
There we go. So I don't think she's not looking objectively. She's not looking, because there are a lot of points on a video. I wish we had a tape of a video to watch it and bring out a point. So maybe we'll bring that during the editing and make sure we'll put it in there.
Yeah, I think I can put that in there.
But a lot of points on a video where you can really see those are like you cannot be objective. She's taking side already, claiming that he launched at the dude. You cannot say Arbery launched at this dude. Tried to seize his gun. That's what she said.
And hypothetically, let's say he did in fact launch at the dude. I still don't think he's in the wrong. You don't know who these people are. All you know is they pulled up in front of you. They have guns.
And on the flip side, also, Arbery has a right to self-defense.
Sure.
He has the right to stand his ground, as well as the other dude has the right to stand his ground.
Let's say I'm walking out of the parking lot from a grocery store and somebody pushes me with a gun.
Yeah.
I go into fight or flight mode.
Yeah. Or if you're walking down your street and you see two dudes with a gun standing and blocking the way.
You think they're gonna rob you, kill you?
I mean, that's the thing.
We don't know if maybe. Yeah. Let's go way out into crazy land. What if he don't know if he just slept with a girl and he's thinking that's the girl's husband or something? You don't know. I mean, your brain
goes into a lot of things. Then she mentioned the fact that he walked into the house. The fact that he walked to the house, he committed a crime, trespassing. I do get it. That's true. It's trespassing.
It's true, but it's like true in a way that everybody does it, and there's not a person that I've talked to that doesn't like to go through a house being built and look at it. It's neat.
It's just like the law about speeding. Who's never gone above the speed limit?
Doesn't mean you should be shot.
Yeah. We've all done it. We've all gone above the speed limit.
I didn't know that with trespassers, you got to approach them with guns drawn. Even cops.
Yeah.
Even if you committed a felony, the cops don't approach you with guns drawn.
I mean, I just think this case, the approach was the two dudes, the dad and the son. They were trying to do something already. Their mind was already made up. They were trying to catch somebody to put all the crimes that were happening, quotes unquote, in that neighborhood as a claim. So unfortunately, they saw this black dude. Their radars went up and they said, okay, this is the day we're gonna go after this black dude. Now, were they going with the intention to kill this dude? No, I don't think so.
You think they were just trying to show their power?
They were trying to arrest this dude and get him arrested. I think that's their intention.
Like kudo points.
Kudo points, because there's
Were there other break-ins happening and actual break-ins and robberies?
That's what they said. But according to the police record, only one has been reported. So how do we know it's true?
And there's break-ins reported in every neighborhood in America, at least.
The only break-in that was reported was when the guns were stolen from their car, and it was in January.
That was a long time ago.
That's a long time ago. So that's the only case. So the break-ins, we don't know. Now, the owner of the house has come on TV and clearly stated that a lot of people walk to his house. He gets a lot of calls from the neighbors telling people walking to his house. He has a lot of videos. He released a lot of videos which showing a lot of people walking to the house.
Why did they pick
So why did they pick this dude? That's the question.
And not anybody else.
Not anybody else. Is it a frequent visitor on that house that they wanted to show an example to? Maybe. I don't know. So those are the things they have to look into.
I mean, let's just say, when my house was being built, sometimes I came and people in the neighborhood were walking through it. Never once did it cross my mind, what are they doing in there? I was just like, oh, they wanted to see what it looks like being built. I never thought it was anything nefarious.
Do I call them racist that are going out to lynch this black dude? No. That's a far fetch. No, I will not call them racist.
And in some sense of irony, the white guy disagrees with you. I think they were racist.
No. I don't think they were racist. No. Look,
at the very minimum, stereotyping.
Yeah, stereotyping. Yeah, the like, okay, fine. Give them that. Okay, but don't call them racist. Racist is a very harsh word for us to use.
Well, okay, what's the definition of racism is believing that another race is inferior or superior to other races.
But profiling, it's not racism.
Well, a criminal is inferior to a non-criminal.
No. Profiling is not racist.
You don't think it's racist?
No.
Yeah, I'm going to lean in towards racism. I think so. I don't think they would have. If it was just white guys doing this would have never happened.
How do you profile a terrorist?
The Muslim.
No, they're creatures. You see, when you say Muslim now, it sounds like a racist. No.
Yeah, it does.
But that's not how you profile them. There's a certain age group.
It's young guys that just recently immigrated from countries where terrorists are trained and.
There we go. So you can limit them in certain areas, and you can put them in that category, and that's the way we profile terrorists up to today for recent years. So based on that facts, then you can say those are terrorists. But you cannot just say because he's Muslim, come from Muslim countries, a terrorist. No. A young dude, every young dude from 23 to 24, no, we cannot do that.
No, we'd be in trouble in a hurry.
Yeah. Okay, if you see a young dude coming from that country, getting a first class ticket, 23 years old, first class ticket, just traveling to US for 10 days, it raises some eyebrows.
Yeah.
Because we're looking based on 9/11. Experience is the best teacher.
But people can just visit places.
Yeah.
You can monitor.
So, but you use that.
Don't have to.
You use that to profile him.
Right.
But that's not making you being a racist, because we learn from our past experience. We use profiling is based on our experience.
Well, if a certain type of person is more likely to do something, a crime, terrorism.
Let's go to the medical field. Let's just divert for a little bit. How will you profile a coronavirus? Somebody who's susceptible to coronavirus.
And go by age. There's been more anybody over the age of 65.
And if they've been anywhere where
there's been an outbreak
or congregating a large group of crowd.
Yeah.
Okay. So you profiling based on those characteristics. You didn't based on race or anything. So that's the profiling, and we should take that same way of profiling and use in the case. Now the profiling based on certain things happening in Brunswick. We don't know what those factors are.
It could have been break-ins. It could have been
break-ins by a lot of black folks. That it could have been. I'm not saying that a lot of black folks are committing the crimes in Brunswick. I'm just saying based on their judgment. I'm trying to get into their mindset to understand where they were going to. Okay. Now they profiled him and went after him. Their goal was to arrest this dude. And
so you don't think their goal at all?
No, I don't think their goal was to kill him. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm not. That's my own viewpoint. I don't think they went out and said, "Okay, let's go out and kill this dude." No. Now,
because they wouldn't have filmed it.
Thank you very much. What made it was the fact
they thought the filming made them innocent.
Thank you very much. So thank you.
At the very least, they're stupid.
Because what happened when the cops came, they released the video. The cops saw the videos and the same thing, and they are the one who gave the videos out. So.
Because they thought it made him innocent.
Yeah. Now, if you want to say who was racist, then I can tell you the police system is racist because they didn't investigate the case well.
No, they didn't.
Yeah. So those are the people I'll call them being racist because of their action.
Well, I mean, overall in America, it does seem like the police system is racist. If you look at the amount of black people that are just randomly pulled over or approached.
It's not more of a racist thing. It's more of like.
Because I saw the video 2 years ago. He's just in a park. That's it. And so they come and they approach him, and he says, "What do you guys want?" He's like, "What are you doing in the park?" He's like, "I'm just here in the park." He says he was rapping. You know, I don't know if that was a joke or he's being silly. And they said, "Well, there's been drug deals over here." He's like, "I don't have any drugs." So then they start patting him down. He's like, "Why are you patting me down? What did I do?" They're like, "We're just making sure you don't have a weapon." And he didn't have a weapon. He did not have a weapon. And then they said they want to search his car. He's like, "No, you can't search my car. Why do you want to search my car?" And then at that point, another police officer approaches and just tells him to keep his hands out of his pocket. He puts his hands up. Then the police officer tases him. The taser hits the jacket, so it never tases him. And the guy just stands there, and then they ID him and all that. But it definitely seemed.
It seems like a profiling situation too much. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, so you can't go to a park.
The profiling. I mean, that's the thing. Okay.
And they were disappointed that they didn't find drugs on his body, so that's why they wanted to search the car. Because even if they found, you can't tell me that, even if they found like just one blunt rolled up, which, come on, I mean, 90% of young black men and even white men do that. It's not, at this point, it's not a crime, but they were trying to get him on something.
But that's how the system works. That's unfortunate. That's how the system works.
He's not hurting anybody.
He's not hurting anybody. I understand. But that's how the system works. What example I want to try to give you? Okay.
You were talking about how the way people dress.
Okay, the way people dress. Okay, I mean, these are some.
So he had a jacket on, but then no shirt.
No shirt. Okay. How was his pants? Pulled to below his body.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, that's
But that's the culture for young.
it's a culture.
black people.
It's a culture. It's a culture that draws attention to you. So when it draws attention to you, take it easy.
So you're saying he should have been calmer about it.
I mean, no, I don't. He has
I mean,
right.
if I to,
No,
to
don't-
have
don't-
empathy, I would be mad.
No, don't get mad when they push it. Get mad when they push it. If they come and ask you and you answer your questions and they have no right to proceed,
He did
then-
have an attitude right away.
Okay, that's where the problem
But
is.
we don't know how many times this has happened to him.
I understand. It can happen so many times. You have to understand. I understand both ways, but
He didn't make a situation better.
back to what I said. The only way we learn to progress in life from history. Okay? And we take what history taught us. If you're bitten by a snake today, next time you see a lizard, you run away.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's how life is. So we have to look at it both ways from the corp's perspective, which I don't know much about the corp's perspective. Okay?
There's, again, it's one of those situations where there's a lot we don't know. Like, were there people who reported drugs being dealt there?
Yep. So if the people who have been reported at that pack are mostly look like him and everything, then the cops have a right to ask him those questions. Now, do they have the right to search his car? No. That's First Amendment. They're breaking it, right?
Right. You have to have a warrant.
Warrant. Okay. There we go. So
he had every right to say no.
no,
And
yeah. To tase him, they were going too far. You know.
They went to it too fast. He
Yeah.
had his hands up as soon as they said to take your hands out of your pocket. He puts his hands up, then they tase him. I'm like, why?
Okay. It's just like simple things.
Is it they're
Statistics.
so nervous?
Statistics are showing that if you have a red car, you're likely to be pulled over somebody who has
For
a silver
speeding.
car. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Your insurance is actually higher on a red car.
okay. So if I go to them and buy a Ferrari, I will not start cursing people out and telling them, hey, why are you pulling me all the time?
Yeah.
You know, because I got a red Ferrari and you got a silver Ferrari and you're not being pulled. Am I going to base it because I'm a black dude driving it? No, I'm not going to base it on that. You see, the primary factor is the red car that's drawing attention.
I'd be impressed that a black dude owns a Ferrari.
Huh?
I'd be impressed that a black dude's owner. Usually they go for, in America, we go for Cadillacs.
Well,
Black dudes go for Cadillacs.
it's changing. That's the stereotype is changing now.
Yeah.
You see the
I think
stereotype.
you're the first black guy I've ever seen in a Maserati.
You got to take that part off. You got to take that part off.
Okay. All right, so the next thing I wanted to talk about is the thing that I don't like is every time something like this happens, they immediately go into comparisons to say that all these events are the same. They're saying this is just like Michael Brown. This
No,
is just
no,
like
no.
Trayvon Martin. And these
Each
are
one is
not-
different.
they're
Each one is
I
different.
don't
Each
like-
one is different.
I don't like how the media.
But you have to understand where they're coming from also. You have to understand that they're coming from a point of where the death, it's a senseless death.
It is.
That's the thing.
It is.
And now I know somebody would tell me, hey, why don't we talk about black on black crime, you know?
Because it's not juicy.
It's not the fact that it's not just, it's the fact that you have
Do you
to
think
look, you have to look into the history.
This is going to sound real controversial, but do you think that subconsciously people want to feel oppressed? And that's why they like this?
Not really.
Because then it's like an excuse for why you're not succeeding in life. Like, look at all this. Because that's what I see. I see people saying, there's still racism, subconscious racism, and then you can use it as this is why I didn't do X, Y, or Z. Because look at...
Now, anybody who comes out that thing, then it's not... Anybody who comes to that point...
There's a reason why people like these stories. There's a reason why the media pushes it versus any other crime.
No, it's... Okay, the media pushes it because the media, it sells. The media is out to make money.
Why it only sells because people watch it. Why are people so interested in these
Why?
cases?
It's the David against the Goliath. That's it. That's a basic fact.
David against Goliath?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the basic fact about it.
So it's just a percentage of population.
Yeah, it's just a
minority versus
simple dude
majority.
go, look, what's the family? What's the family worth? I don't know if the family is, you know. Now, let's reverse the situation, okay?
Okay.
Let's say the child was a senator's child that was shot.
Okay.
That case would have been, those
It'd
guys
be
would have been jailed the
closed,
next day.
Yep, next day, no matter who they are.
Yeah, I wouldn't have heard about it.
Yeah. Or,
Okay.
or even a rich guy.
Yeah.
Or even a really
yeah.
rich guy.
So that's what it's just, it's all about the status quo.
So you think it has nothing to do with trying to create? Because
Yeah.
I feel like
So
the media tries to create a racial divide.
No. It may seem from your perspective because if to how I want to put it, I don't want to put it in. I want to put it in a very nice way without being very offensive, without sounding like offensive.
Just say the truth.
Okay, let's say two dudes from south side of Chicago. Two dudes. The mom works in the factory. The dad is the bus driver. They killed themselves. That doesn't solve. The media. You guys have to look. The media is out to make money. The media is not out to report news.
Their whole thing is money.
Money, yeah.
You don't make money, you can't afford people to film it. You can't afford
newscasters. So why will you take a story like that and put it on your headline news when most people will not watch it?
About that? People kill themselves every day.
Yeah.
So you think maybe that it's the fact, and this may be good news, that these situations are rare now, and that's why they get the spotlight?
They are rare. They're not as common as much, and those are the things we're not supposed to witness them again in in the 20th century.
And in some sense of irony, the fact that they're rare, and I do feel like they are. The fact that they're rare but reported on every single time makes it feel the opposite, that they're not rare.
Yeah, I just read somewhere today that the probability of a black dude being killed by police in 2015 was 14%, but right now it's about 2.4%. So it's going down.
It's good.
Yeah, which is a good thing. So that's one of the reasons why when something like this happens, the media picks on because it sells.
Because it's rare.
Rating.
Like it's like an earthquake in Florida.
Yeah.
They'd be talking about it for months.
There
are going to be more earthquakes. Is this the last of the earthquakes?
There we go.
What caused this earthquake?
Like, okay, when a hurricane comes to Florida.
That's all you hear about.
Okay, but it depends the category. When it's category 1 or 2, they don't talk about it.
Not really.
Yeah, when it gets 3, 4, 5,
business as usual.
Business as usual. When it gets around 4, 5, which is rare.
Because it's rare. So it might actually be good news.
It's good news, but people take it. That's the thing. I don't like the left and the right, because the left and the right take it and it's based on political viewpoints, which is not. Because you have to understand, if you own a radio station today, you will talk about it because you increase your rating, and your rating increase in advertisement. That's how you make your money.
Increase in money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why will I not talk about it? It's all about money.
You'd be a fool not to talk about it.
It's just like the controversial cases or just some cases. It was live television.
All over the news for months.
It was live. Why was it live? Why did the cameras wanted to go there? Did they want to go there because they went no? They wanted news. They wanted to make money out of it. The ratings.
Because he was a famous guy.
Yeah. So that's all it boils down to. So.
Yeah, I agree. Anything else you wanted to add?
Well,
you wanted to talk about the Ben Shapiro perspective.
Ben Shapiro's perspective on that also.
I feel like he lays the facts out.
Yeah, he laid the facts out, and the last point he made, I didn't agree with it. What was that point again? I talked to you about that earlier. What did he say about it? He mentioned something about it that slipped off my mind, which I did not agree with it. So, but anyway, we'll talk about it on the next time.
I feel like he just lays the facts out.
Yeah, but
he does give his opinion, but first he'll say this is the fact of it.
But that's the thing I try to deny. Okay, the fact, I think it was mentioned. Did he mention? I don't want to guess him now. I would like to watch it before I mention it.
If you bring it up, I'll remember it.
Yeah. Was it about the black on black crime? Did he mention that? No.
I don't think so.
No. He mentioned something which I did not agree with. You know, that was his opinion. When the thing about all these cases, when you come to narrate these cases and you start bringing your own personal opinions to the point, it changes the whole game. You have to base on the facts and leave the facts where they are. Now, back to the Arbery case.
But he's not a journalist.
No, I understand. He gave your opinion because it's a very sensitive matter where your opinion doesn't support. You have to lay the facts. Now, when the judgment comes out, then we can come up with our own opinion. But before that, because there are certain people who watch your tape and then will go with that thing and start talking based on your opinion, which is wrong.
Do you think there'll be riots if they find these guys innocent?
No, I don't think so. We'll pass the stage. Because people have come to understand now, and the prosecutors now. I'll tell you where in the past this has made a lot of riot. Okay, to appease the community, black community, the prosecutors they always overcharge. And it was difficult to prove it.
And you think that's what happened in Trayvon Martin?
Trayvon Martin's situation. Like, if you go to the guy who was killed in Jacksonville by the gas station, what's his name again?
I didn't hear about this.
The young guy who was killed, who was playing loud music in the gas station.
Oh yeah.
Okay. The guy was jailed because they didn't overcharge. They didn't overcharge him, you know. So that's how you play those situations. So I think if they go for involuntary manslaughter, they will get it. They will get those guys. There's no way they can get them.
And what's that? 20 years?
20 years maximum, or something like that, based on Georgia law.
Do you think that people
And they will add something like
with that?
No, I don't think people will be disappointed with it. Because now when you go to murder, he has to be premeditated. How do you prove that?
That's so hard to prove.
Yeah.
That's so hard to prove.
That's the thing. So when you go with that, you can't prove that. And if you can't prove that, he's acquitted. And you just got one time. You just got one chance to bite at the apple.
Other than that, it's double jeopardy. You can't.
Yeah, you cannot go back again.
Okay.
So that's the thing.
What do you think they're going to do it right? They learned their lesson from the Trayvon.
I hope so. And you may add a charge there for kidnapping or
attempted
or
kidnapping.
ambush, attempt to kidnap or ambush or whatever you want.
Definitely seems like that because you don't know what they were going to do with it.
Yeah, you know, so because that's not a citizen arrest.
If you have guns, you're not trying to have a conversation.
Yeah.
You're trying to obtain.
Yeah.
You're trying.
So they may add some years to it, you know.
Could be.
So.
Is that all?
Then the other guy who videotaped also, the guy called Rody, he's been arrested now also. So.
Why is he arrested? For negligence?
No, I don't know why he was arrested, but it's the saying that they got a lot of evidence showing that he was part of it.
Oh. Okay.
Because he cannot come and tell me that he was just riding and he saw it. No.
Well, that would be negligence. That's like driving the getaway vehicle, right?
It's not negligence. It would be like, what do you call it?
Okay, it's like if you call me and you say, Adam, can you come pick me up for the bank? My car broke down. I go and pick you up. You come running out in a mask with money, and I let you get in and drive away.
And you don't go report me.
Then
you
accomplice.
Accomplice, baiting or something.
So he's an accomplice.
Yeah, accomplice.
It took us forever to get that word.
Yeah, accomplice. Or they call it in legal term baiting or something, whatever they use. So
I heard about another case that I thought was really sad, where you hear about the black security guard that they had a role at a Dollar General. I think it was some state in the north.
For security?
Yes.
Wait, asked the guy to put on a mask?
Asked the kid to put on a mask, and they refused, so he asked them to leave. They come back later, and they shoot the guy. And, you couldn't find that anywhere in the news, on the front page and that kind of stuff.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't sell.
It doesn't sell.
What city was it in?
I don't know. Somewhere in the north.
Okay, now, you see, if it was up in the south.
Well, I heard from a guy on YouTube that his opinion is that it didn't sell because it was a black person killing another black person.
I'll tell you why it didn't sell.
Why?
Because most citizens in the north are abiding with the corona thing. They're doing the shutdown thing. Now, if it was in a city where they were not allowing the shutdown and they were like trying to go against the shutdown, then it would sell.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Are we?
You see where I'm coming from? Like, let's say Georgia, for instance, where they had an early opening against everybody, they decided to go for it.
Yeah, the media, they're just waiting for bad stuff to happen in Georgia.
Georgia, yep, because there we go.
So then they can say, "We told you."
There we go. That's it. You see, so that's what sells because that's what it's gonna sell. So, like in New York, if it happens in New York, it's not gonna sell because they know New York is one of the last states to open. They're doing everything. They're closing down, shutting down everything. So.
Do you have anything you want to add to that topic, or we move on?
Nah, I think that's it for right now.
All right.
So, some more facts come on, we'll update them accordingly,
All right.
Okay.